mining Flux? Are you mining Flux to fluxpools.net? Fluxpools.net is owned and operated by Flux team members, so they have the networks and the miners' best interest at heart. Fluxpools.net also has a dedicated mining program. So the first one is 5 miners each week will win $50 in Flux just for keeping a 95% uptime. This will last an entire year. There's also an uptime loyalty reward program. Weekly loyal miners for those with 97% uptime amount based on hash with a max of 4 Flux per 1 kilosol. And bi-weekly loyal miners will receive with a 99.5% uptime. 1 miner will get 1.7 kilosols for 48 hours. Mine Flux today at fluxpools.net and run on Flux.
Welcome to the bear market.
What's going on, everyone? How's it going? What's everyone up to? It is Saturday. Hopefully we don't go too long because I got to get a little break in here because the poker tournament is happening today in about it's 11 now. So 11, it's only like 2 hours away. So, 2 hours, 15 minutes, 2 hours, 5 minutes from like right now. So we got to kind of prepare for that. Let's do a quick roll call, see what's going on. What's everyone up to? Who's all here? We got, I got to get my button ready here. We got Viper Mining, Budweiser. We got Alexander Fleener, Ogre MGTOW, Frederick Marciano, Jonathan Daniels, Dan Ruggs, Horsecoin. What is Horsecoin? What's going on with Horsecoin? Tell me about this. Is that a thing? Anyway, Gozo Mayak, scroll through. What is this? Mo Smith 85. What's going on? Jock McMiner _UK, Squirrel Master, Ogre MGTOW. BDD, what's going on? Tech Man is solo mining. He's killing something. I don't know what, but he's just make sure you hit that like button. We do not want Tech Man's luck to fail because he's doing really good. So let's keep it up. We got Perkster. What's happening? Serpent, thank you for the raid. What's going on? Jason Tiger Osborne. We got Just a Miner. I think I said that probably. Little Time Mining. What's going on? Automatic Beats. Madness Investor. It is, some madness going on right now. So I can agree with that name 100%. I cannot read the name underneath you though. It's in a foreign language. So I apologize. Can't say it. Crypto Nico. What's happening? What's happening over there? Scrolling through. I think I said, Patrick Murphy. What's going on? Okay. What do we got? We got Chris Hanley. What's happening? Magic Lucky, did I see you? Let me know. Marcus Cooper, what's happening here? Okay, I think, it jumped on me. We got DM Mining, D Mining, what's happening? Mo Smith 85, Den Dudender. Did I say that right? Michael Flores, what's happening? Squirrel Master, Tim Crypto, Mine Sub 10, what's going on? Ninja Kid, John Doe. Hopefully I got everyone. If I missed you, Freeland, Lenhers. Thank you very much for the US $3, Michael's Flores. So I don't know if you heard the news, but we're famous. We're not really famous. We're not famous, guys. But check it out. So we did get onto right here. TechLinked actually was mentioning the channel about NVIDIA dropping its LHR. It was included in their video yesterday. They're a 1.7 million subscriber channel, so that's insane. Think about it. We got a shout out there. Also, video cards this week, pointed out a little bit of our NVIDIA thing. We got Rabid Mining up here. They actually call this Rapid Mining. YouTuber Rapid Mining. Yeah, about that. Anyway, but I thought something was very funny here, and it led to some interesting things. So first, can I get closer on this? I want to get on close. Oh, I can't get closer. How about this button? This button gonna work? A little bit. This is kind of funny. Look at this. Oh, maybe I can make it bigger. Not really. How about this one? This one. All my buttons are messed up. Oh, no. That one kind of works. So check this out. I was laughing at this one. So, okay, we need to sell all RTX 3000 GPUs. Now, how can we do that? And they have their board meeting. Unlock LHR. Raise RTX 4000 prices. Lower the RTX 3000 prices. And obviously on the lower one here, he gets thrown out the window. Not having that in this discussion. So I thought that was kind of funny. I wanted to point that out. And then scrolling down, an interesting comment came out right about here. Where is it? This one right here. So yeah, quite a coincidence. The day the limiter disappears, DX12 performance increases by up to 24%. So did NVIDIA also hurt the performance in gaming while adding LHR? It was only supposed to be memory based, but it looks like there are some people claiming that it also dropped gaming performance implementing this. People are asking where. There's an article here somewhere, so maybe I'm gonna have to find it, take a look into that. But I find that very interesting that some of the rumors are coming to light like this. Now let me get back to this. Remember, my Stream Deck is still broken. It's lit up on all sorts of different things ever since I updated it, and I haven't redone it, so I'm kind of all over the place. But yeah, thought I'd go over that and just point that out. It's been a very interesting week. Also this week, we got to test out the RTX 4090 and hash rates, and it's pretty insane. After the fact, I've seen some more people doing even more tweaking on that 4090, and it looks like Raven, I saw someone hit like 69 mega hash on freaking Raven coin. That's insane. It was using quite a bit of power, 400 and some watts or something, but that's a major hash rate there. What else? I saw another number. I believe it broke, what did it hit? Almost 300 mega hash or something on Ergo. And what other number did I say? I saw some other number. I don't know, but some insane hash rates. And obviously the 4090 looks like it's becoming a Caspa king. That thing destroyed the 3090 by almost twice the speed. What else is going on here? NVIDIA. They did you guys hear the rumors on the NVIDIA? The RTX 4080, 12 gigabytes. So the 16 gigabyte blew it out of the water. So I don't know how the whole scheming is. They're going to have multiple 4080s and different size memory or not. But then decided they pulled that. They discontinued it. It's not happening. So by that, they're not going to make it a 4080. They're going to make it a 4070 instead. So it's kind of interesting how this whole rollout and everything is taking place. It's like, it leads more towards the potential rumors of AMD may be true. So I've been kind of going in the back end saying, you know, what's been going on here is AMD has been working on their RDNA 3s. They've been doing very good at it. And they were actually tuning because they made the silicon their chip, then they can tweak it to what they want. So it's supposed to be giving really good results and be efficient while doing it. Now, AMD caught word of some of AMD's numbers. This, you know, rumors, guys. I don't know how much truth is, but the way everything's playing out in NVIDIA, it kind of seems like they're scatterballed all over the place, and it kind of is making sense here. So what happened, from how I gather some of these leaks and rumors, AMD is doing really good on their next gen. They haven't released any numbers or nothing yet, but NVIDIA caught wind of what's going on there. So instead of, you know, redoing their whole chip and everything for an actual next gen level, they pretty much brought most of their 3000 series over, increased it a little bit, but then cranked up the boost clocks across the board. And then they released the 4090 first with everything pretty much, you know, super high numbers. The performance on the 4090 for gaming and stuff supposedly is a good improvement based on people I have talked to that have been using the GPU for gaming. It is a noticeable increase over a 3090 Ti, but all they did was do this. Now they have all these GPUs they cranked up, and I don't think they know where each category sits in. And this is where the 12 gigabyte 4080, they're figuring out, okay, now we're probably just going to sell this as a 4070, and they're kind of going through their cards to see what they have. And they're trying to throw out all the numbers and high performance gains that they have before AMD even announces what they got, so they can get as many sales as possible right now. And then, you know, hopefully take, you know, those sales away from AMD. But AMD does sound like they have the performance as well as the efficiency. So I really hope AMD takes, this gen over from NVIDIA. It'd be very interesting to see that happen. But again, we don't know what's happening because AMD, I believe, is going to be releasing some leaks and results and, you know, announcements about their RDNA 3 next gen GPUs fairly soon, within a couple weeks to a month here. So it's going to be very interesting. But I do think how NVIDIA seems like they're so scatterbrained right now makes a lot of sense to all these rumors playing around about AMD may have some wicked GPUs coming for us and efficiency tweaked on it as well. But again, we don't know. It's all rumors at this point, but I really can't wait to see the numbers that AMD is going to present to us in the upcoming days here. Anyway, so what's going on? Probably a 4070 Ti. Hey, you know, it could be that also. Could you get to 600 watts? I think we're at 500 and something. It probably was 600 maybe. I don't know for sure. Like I said, I was testing Keaton's. Keaton is a community manager at HiveOS. He bought the GPU, and he opened up his HiveOS for me to test it. So that's what I was testing on. So I was basing it off HiveOS software numbers. Now, not the actual miner numbers itself, because those are usually wrong, but you can set your efficiency of a PSU. I didn't know it was, so I set it around a gold rated at around 87% efficiency. You do get about 90% at 50% of most of these ATX power supplies. So I went with 87, and we did hit about 500 and some watts, so it may have been even a little more at the wall. So we could have hit the 600. I didn't see the 600 on the dashboard itself, but at the wall, we may have hit those numbers. So I don't know for sure, but we did get pretty high in terms of power consumptions on that GPU. It's pretty insane, but it's pretty cool. Not rumors, calling it a 4070 as they should have. Wonder what tech MSRP will be. Yeah, it's very interesting. I wonder what MSRP will be. Now, I know a lot of people are giving hate on the 4090 and stuff, but there's a lot of things we're not factoring in here. Is the 4090 is a performance upgrade, but do you need it? Most likely, no. You don't need to upgrade to the 4090, but it's an interesting price point as it's actually releasing cheaper than the 3090, and it is more performance than the 3090 Ti. So it's a very interesting coin. Obviously, we expect MSRP prices should be a little bit lower. See how obviously there's no Ethereum. The demand for GPUs is a lot lower than it has been in the past, but crazy stuff. So I see a bunch of ats here, and I'm trying to answer some things. Mine some here is, I think there is a chip war starting. It's going to get crazy. Yes. And this as a consumer is what we really need. We need all these GPUs manufacturers, whether it's AMD, NVIDIA, and so on, to be very, very close into performance. Because at that point in time, it comes down to price, and price to performance is what matters. So if AMD, say they're, 5 frames per second less in games, or, 1 or 2 mega hash short in mining equivalent, but if it's coming in at like 20% cheaper, obviously it makes more sense to buy that AMD GPU. The only issue I personally have with AMD myself on the GPU side, the CPU side, I'm 100% AMD. All you guys know that follow the channel. But on the GPU side, their drivers are horrible. They really need a better driver team. Like half the times, Ryzen Master doesn't even work with their own drivers, with their software, with Wattman and stuff. They clash and hate each other. And it's like they're having a battleground in the background. It's insane. But hopefully they tweak this out. Now, NVIDIA obviously has amazing drivers. Their drivers are top-notch, good, and very seldomly buggy. But AMD has a lot of issues. So if they tweak their driver issues, I really think AMD will have a great hand on NVIDIA. So that's the main selling point, I think, when it comes to NVIDIA right now, is just, how the stability of drivers at this point in time. But it'll be interesting. We'll see what happens when the next gen comes out. 7900 close to 4090 spec at 4080 pricing. Take my money. 7900. So yeah, does anyone know what is the AMD numbers going to look like? Because they released the 7000 series CPUs. Are they going to be releasing 7000 series GPUs? Are they going to be calling, the 70? Is it going to be a 7700 like GPU? Because then are you talking about a 7700 GPU? You're talking about a 7700X CPU. Like, it's going to get very confusing if they release it as the 7000 series. So I think they're getting their number schemes fairly close together where people could be mixing up what they're talking about. It's going to be very interesting. So I don't know. I haven't heard yet. I haven't actually looked it up to even find out, but just that comment right there, kind of points it out. Like, what are they talking? Is it a 7900 XT or is it a 7900X CPU? Like, how are they going to name these GPUs? It's going to get very confusing for us, I think, if they do keep it at 7000 series. I think they're going to do something else, but I don't know. I haven't looked in it to see. People overstate the driver issues. It's old talking point. Overstate old. What? It's not an issue. I think it's an issue, but maybe it's not an issue. I don't know. We'll see. I was talking about GPUs. Yes, there is a spec sheet from AMD out there. I don't have the website at the ready. What I'd look at is what the memory bus size on the 7000 series. This is where the 4000 series from NVIDIA fell flat. Too many memory intensive algos out there. Yes, that's true. There are. Obviously, they're not carrying as much because, Ethereum's not really that thing anymore. But yeah, NVIDIA did fall flat on the memory bus. That's where I said, like, they pretty much took 3000 series GPUs. They upped the core a little bit. and then they didn't really increase that memory bandwidth. It's pretty much the same thing, and then they just overclocked the crap out of it. Is pretty much what the 4000 series is. But yeah, who knows? For sale, 6x3090 auction is open. Pro hashing, today's news. RTM mining has been disabled. RTM's disabled on pro hashing. They have been doing a bunch of dashboard updates and what else, payout schemes and other things the past couple days. So maybe that is why. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to check out, see what's going on with pro hashing right now in RTM. I believe RTM also released their, they're past block 420, 420 now. So yeah, their latest updated thing. Can't remember if it's is it the ASIC creation now? I gotta look into this. RTM now has ASIC creation, or it's the smart contracts. It might be the smart contracts. And the smart contract supposedly on Raptorium gets validated through the nodes. So that means node income from hosting, having your Raptorium on those smart nodes there, or hosting yourself, will see a slight boost in revenue income based on that, because instead of the miners validating the smart contracts, the smart nodes are actually validating that. So it's kind of interesting and kind of cool at the same time. Futures contracts released on 420, 420. Yes, they are. Skirm's here. He's a moderator over there. He knows what's going on. So it's the futures contracts. So that's the smart contracts, correct? Is that right? Assets will come next, following by smart contracts. Okay, gotcha. So it's pretty much they set the base. The base is there. Now they can start adding in all these cool features moving in the future. Guys, RTM 2025 is going to hit $1. No, I don't know if it's going to hit $1, but seriously, I think RTM has a bright future. Obviously, the devs are active. This is what we want in a coin, active. And what makes it, one of the best coins out there? CPUs dominate the Ghostwriter algorithm. So enough said. CPUs are the future. Why did Flux pump? I'm not sure. Something was happening. What was going on? Oh, maybe it has to do with the no, maybe not. I don't even know. As you know, GetBlock did introduce the smart pool for Flux 2 days ago, I think it was. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I can't remember how it works out. I got to look into that as well. I believe, what is it? Ergo, you get 75%. Mining Ergo at GetBlock, you get 75% Ergo and 25% Flux or something like that is how it works. I'll get more details and, figure it out and see what's going on there. But as far as I know, that's what's been going on with it right now. Persistent storage is coming. Yes, there's Flux is trying to do what's that called? Thunder something? I can't remember. I got to look into that too, but they're trying to do a storage thing. But there's a lot of hype coming on in Chia again, guys. I don't know if you guys noticed or following Twitter, but Chia is slowly, what's the price of Chia now? It's right here. It's only up 1.12%, but a lot of that network has fallen off. Now, this is one thing to keep in mind. Now, you can trash talk a coin, call it a garbage coin, do whatever you want. But when miners leave something, that means difficulty drops. And when difficulty drops, there's more of that coin to be picked up by fellow miners. And that's kind of, I sometimes I like to just call myself the scavenger miner. And legitly, that's what I do sometimes. Like, I'll mine Yata coin, I'll mine Monero, I'll mine, a bunch of different Ghostwriter coins. Everyone moves on there and it becomes unprofitable. And, everyone gets mad. They punch holes in the wall, sell their rigs, do whatever they want. But then they move off, try a different coin, or shut down. So what happens at that point? The difficulty drops and profitability comes back up. So that's when I kind of sneak in. I'm like, all right, I'm making some money again. You guys want to give up on a project? That's not my fault. I'm making cash. Now, it doesn't mean hodl. When you mine these other coins, doesn't mean you have to hold the coin for a future pump. Most of these new coins are going to fail. This is something you got to keep in mind. So if you sell them, you're making that profit now. And mining in a bear market can be very profitable if you're selling right now on some pumps. Some you might think, maybe something's going to happen next week on this coin. I might hold till next week. This is a strategy you can use, but just keep in mind, as people lose faith in projects and they start spreading more and more rumors or bad talk about a project, that means more and more miners leave because they don't really do their own research. It's almost like people just follow a crowd. And once the crowd starts moving out of something, you come in behind and you can start making some money again behind these people. So this is a very liable strategy that a lot of people use, including myself, and it keeps you profitable by doing this. But again, it remains research. But Chia is one of those projects where people have been slowly coming back to it and starting to talk about it again and doing things with it and making, some profitability. I think I was up to about 20 cents a day the other day on 12 terabytes. So that's actually not too bad. That's more than the GPU's doing. Power wise, it's only using like what, 10 watts or something. I can't remember, but it's a very interesting thing. So yes, I just wanted to point that out because Flux is trying to do its storage thing. I don't know how it's all going to play out yet, but Chia is kind of, becoming profitable again, and people are slowly starting to talk about it again, which is an interesting aspect there. What do you guys talk about? What do you guys got going on in chat? Remember, if you have a question or anything, just, send me a quick at. Logic Lucky, I agree. My mentality is 99% of coins will fail. That's very true, guys. And I find, like, I talk about this all the time, and I think it's hilarious that it's playing out this way. So I'm going back. I still think we're very early into this bear market. And some people think as soon as you see, 10% increase, a 5% increase, we hit green for 1 or 2 days, we think we're out of a bull or we're out of a bear market. We're going to slowly move into a bull market. That's not how this plays out. I really don't think we have hit the bottom of this market yet. So I'm telling you guys, brace yourself. Now, hopefully we have hit the bottom and everything that goes up is all bonus. That's the way I look at it. It's just a bonus at this point, but I am prepared. And I really think we have not seen the bottom of this crypto market yet. And that is still going to come at the end of the year, early next year. So by early next year, I mean January, February tops. And by the end of the year, I say it could happen around, potentially December. And as we get closer to these, like I've been saying this, it's about 45,000 Bitcoin. Price was 45. Everyone's like, no, we keep bouncing off here. We're not going to break that level. We're going to go back up. And that's all everyone says. And I said, follow the cycles. We're dropping end of the year. It's going to be about 84% of the high. 1 year later, we're going to hit around 14K. Some people are predicting we could go lower, which makes sense as well. 2013 was an 82% drop. 2013 to 2014 was an 82% drop from the high to the low. 2017 from 2017 to 2018 was 84% drop, which was 2% higher from the high to the low. So it has been going up 2%. So maybe we'll see. My numbers are based on about 82%. So if we see an 86% drop, that will drop us to around maybe 12K or 10K or so, which is, a decent level that would, is a very high possibility as well, which will come, around December, January, February. So I really think we have not hit the bottom of this market yet. The prices are still coming down. So anytime you see a little bit of green, just, I don't expect it to last. I stable coined up quite a while ago now. It's probably been about a month and a half. And, so far I am still up from when I did that. So everything's looking good. I'm waiting for the bottom to drop. And then that's when you start to, invest in some of these projects. I plan on filling up a Raptorium node for the future once it hits the price level I'm comfortable with. And then, I'm probably going to put the rest or something into something like Bitcoin because that's a nice stable bet. Or I might even go, Flux has been seeing nice increases throughout it. It started at what, 30 to 40 cents or so. It's went up to $1 and it peaked around $2-3 or something. So over the next years, we could see that same type of thing. Maybe it'll hit $6, $7, $8. But the thing that's different about this time, usually we talk about getting into a bear market is the best time to mine. Now, this time, I think is a lot different than previous bear markets because now we're coming off a major high of 2021 bull run and Ethereum is no longer here. Ethereum exploded with the release of DeFi and everything mid 2020, the summer of 2020 or something. That took Ethereum to the moon. Now, everyone's trying to pretty much copy and do the exact same thing, but Ethereum has a massive base. So I don't think we're going to see another huge explosion in any of these coins for the next bull run because they're all kind of doing the same thing. Flux is doing a little more and differently, so that may be the next best thing, but I still think we're too young in this market. So I think moving into the next bull run, we're probably, if we're lucky, we'll be about as profitable at the peak of the 2025 bull run as Ethereum was at the previous bear market just before it went to the merge. So, around $1 a day, 80 cents to $1 a day a GPU is pretty good after power. I think that'll be the peak. That means if you sell at the peak, so there's going to be, obviously a lot lower leading up to it and lower after the peak. And I think everyone's strategies is probably going to change because a lot of users came in 2021 and they haven't really seen a previous bear cycle or any of this. And, everything plays out pretty much exactly the same every single cycle. You can say, we haven't faced with a recession this time. We haven't done that. It doesn't matter. There's always an excuse every time the bottom comes around every single time. It's something different, but it always happens, and it always happens in the same time frame. So that's why I always say, ignore the world, play the cycles, and you'll probably be better off. You can use daily news and stuff to do maybe day trading, but somehow the cycles always tend to do itself. And it's kind of hilarious because I was watching the news last night and the Canadian people said, we're not necessarily going into a recession, but we're going to be going into a soft cap or something crazy like that. And then they roll through the years when they think, the markets may come back. And they started talking about late 2024 and maybe sometime 2025. And I got a big light bulb. I was like, that's hilarious because that's pretty much what I'm saying, what's going to be happening with the next crypto bull run. And now they're saying the exact same thing on the news for, the markets, at least here in Canada. So it's going to be very interesting that they're pretty much saying the exact same thing now for at least the Canadian markets out there. So I don't know, just a little rant there, point this out. So what is ETH? I don't know. ETH, some crazy thing out and about, craziness out there. All right. So I did a little rant. So we've been in, I know we have been in Biden's. He said something a couple of days ago or last week or something. He says, nope, not going to happen. But that's their job, to tell you guys exactly the opposite of what's going to happen. If and when mining goes down to where large industrial companies can't mine BTC profitably, then the only ones that could remain would be those on stuff like wind, solar, etc. Anyone with free power. That's very true. Very, very true. But you got to remember, a lot of these farms, they're under 1 cent power. I talked to a few in Iceland and other places. They don't care what crypto can go to. It can pretty much, Bitcoin could drop to I don't even know, $1,000 and they'll probably still be profitable because they're paying 0.003 cents for the Bitcoin farm. Obviously, they're going to be making a lot more as other miners can't afford to mine something like that because of their higher power costs. So there's always going to be some farms out there that's going to be profitable. Meanwhile, we're like, how are people still mining? Well, that's why, because some people do have free power or under 1 cent power, which is insane to think about, but it's true. It happens out there. He's a puppet. Yeah, no, that I agree with that one. I was going to say that Biden don't even know where he is. My dog. I called NVIDIA unlock their own cards, so I see the future next. There will be a small rally before a proper collapse. BTC 8K or less for a long time. No one knows the future. This looks obvious. Yeah, that's true though. No one knows the future. I'm not saying this, I don't know if that's going to happen for sure. I'm just basing it on what happens in the past. And ever since you're in grade 2, they always say history, learn from the past so we don't make the mistakes in the future, yada, 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 even though that never works because everyone always keeps repeating the same thing. But we're learning from the past and we're just trying to predict the future, at least in this crypto market. And that's how it's been playing off ever since 2013. So they were running in. If it plays out the same, this will be our 4th consecutive bull run, big bull run prior to from 2013 moving up to 2025 if it plays the same cycle. So it's going to be interesting. But so far, 3 out of the upcoming 4 has been exactly the same dates, off by maybe 1 month. So I find that very interesting in how these cycles play out. 1 cent power. Wow. Only thing better than that is max voltage. He's got times on his variable power rate, and then they pay max. Where they pay max to take the power off of them, price goes negative. Yeah, very true. If you're doing it the right way, but having 1 cent power, you can mine 24/7 and not really have to worry, and you will still be profitable. It's crazy. So let's take a look at some numbers. Actually, I haven't been on what to mine probably all week. So what are things looking like? We have to go to current profit. We need current values. We'll look at a 3070 here. And what is going on, guys? Is this legit? Is anybody okay? I don't like nice hash, but are any of you guys on ETC right now? 81 cents after power right now? On ETC, what is happening here? I don't get this. Why are they saying 6.42? Is this how much hash rate NiceHash has? 6.42 because it says this is their network hash rate now. So, or is what to mine broken? Because there is a lot more hash rate than 6.42 terahash currently sitting on ETC. There's 147 here. It's negative 16 cents. But NiceHash is saying you're making almost $1 after power right now. Now, I don't know. Is that legit? Anybody on NiceHash right now? Are you guys actually like making lots of money right now? Is this real? I think there's something fishy going on here. But who knows? Maybe it is real. Maybe it's something is profitable. Maybe NiceHash is profitable right now. I don't know. ETC is up for you too, yeah. But ETC is up, yeah. But I'm just saying, I think it's like I don't even know what I'm making right now on ETC. I'm on EZL.me currently. Let's take a look. Reports. So like the past few days here, I'm making $4 and oh, that's today still. So 785, 684, 731, 720, 738, 772, 825. So I'm making $8 to $7. I guess $7.5 to $8 a day. I don't know. I gotta go over my power. How much am I using in power? 1560 times 24 divided by 1,000 times up, but I think I did that wrong. So 1560 watts I'm using, times that by 24, divide that by 1,000 for kilowatt hours, and then I got times that by about 11 cents USD. So 411. So I'm making about $3 to $4 after power mining ETC and Zilla right now currently. But remember, like I'm not using any of my GPUs. This is all ASIC stuff. So ASICs, yes, they're profitable. GPUs aren't looking too hot, but yeah. I didn't see the other day. People are converting something. Son of a tech talk. Oh, there's that Neoxa or Neeks or I know. Yeah, someone last week or 2 weeks ago, they actually gave me a tip about that coin, but I was like, this thing sounds kind of weird, but maybe it's legit. So I never really looked into it. And then I saw Son of a Tech dropped a video on it yesterday or the day before. But yeah, you can claim free crypto through this. I can't remember what it's called now. And I guess I'll probably have to look into it. But yeah, I heard about it a couple of weeks back. And someone's like, how could you miss this opportunity? I was like, I don't know. I don't even know what it is. It sounds too good to be true. So usually that's a scam is what, well, I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. So I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look into it now, but I can't remember. Yeah, Zen. That's what it is. XEN. That's what it's called, Zen. And yeah, there's a way to do it. And like I said, I heard about it a couple of weeks back and just somebody was just saying, hey, get on this quick. But you know how all those DMs and everything turn out. You know, usually you can't trust them, but maybe this is actually something that's real. So I guess I got to look into this and see what it's all about. But I don't even know what it is. So what does that have to do with ETC? We were talking about ETC and all of a sudden you guys came up with Zen. So is it part of ETC? Is it a swap thing? Is it a promotion thing? I don't even know. I got to check it out. See what's happening there. You're not liking that you have to run smart contracts on your wallet to get an airdrop. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Is that what you got to do? Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. And I don't like MetaMask. I use it only if I have to. But yeah, you got to understand the risks with accepting smart contracts. So it might not be nothing now, but within that smart contract, unless you really know how to read into the smart contract itself and, you know, getting all the code and everything, there could be something in that where in 2 months down the road or 3 months down the road, all your coins are gone. You could have just signed all your crypto that's hanging out on MetaMask away and not even know it. So this is a really big security issue using wallets like MetaMask and smart contracts that you're unfamiliar with. You don't know what you're doing. If someone just says, hey, do this because it's awesome, and you do it, it may hurt you somewhere down the road. So keep that in mind. So maybe that's why I don't even know, but I don't like using MetaMask if I don't have to. All the smart contract stuff, too many scammers. If you guys saw, this year was one of the biggest years for crypto scams. Like, look at Binance got hacked, and it was all through the smart contract bridging type of operations. This is where it all happens. So thinking something is such a good thing might not be a good thing. I'm not saying this Zen or whatever it's called is a bad thing, because I don't know, but I just don't like doing any of that smart contract stuff personally myself through MetaMask and with all the stuff going on. Because right now, miners are desperate. They're trying to get anything they can, and it's prime time for crypto scammers to get you guys. So keep that in mind. everyone's looking for free money right now, and miners are trying to do anything they can to get any extra revenue out of their GPUs or anything that they can at this point. So be very, very careful, guys. Do a lot of research instead of just jumping into some of these things. Like I said, I haven't tried it yet. I don't know anything about it, and I could be 100% wrong, but I just want you guys to just do more research instead of just jumping onto a bandwagon on something. Yeah, just a little warning, guys. Power, yes, power is very expensive for sure. Billions lost in hacks, bridges, and wrapped assets were attacked. For yeah, very, very hard. It's a very bad year for people losing a lot of money in crypto, for sure. Solana just lost $1 billion too. Oh my gosh. For people thinking of joining Zen, create a new account in MetaMask and leave it at. That's a yeah, Dan. There you go. Do that. Yeah, create a brand new one or use a different browser, use a laptop, because you never know. Because some of these things, well, if it's smart contract, it shouldn't really go through your browsers and affect networks and stuff. Like downloading some of the core wallets and stuff could do. So you might not have to go to a full extent of VMs and stuff like that, or a separate scam-proof laptop or whatever. But yeah, download, start a new MetaMask account. Yeah, if you want to get in it, that's a very good idea. That's probably what I would do in this case. Just get a brand new one. Don't use any coins in that. Move it into there. Do whatever you got to do for that, and then use your normal account for other things, not these new things. So yeah, very good point right there. Great, good thing you pointed that out. Refresh what to mine. Refresh, okay. Refresh. I'll just hit the refresh button, then I'll hit the calculate button again. Calculate. What's it saying? Bam. And oh, I see what's going on here. Okay, that makes more sense now. So what to mine was just broken or an order came out. But yeah, okay, now it's back on track. So it can be misleading. Oh, speaking of that, we got to look at this, guys. Check this out. So the CPU mining calculator has been updated. If you guys were unaware, if you're in the Discord, you know all about this. If you follow me on Twitter and stuff, you know about it because I tweeted it last night. But look it out. It just got a whole lot easier to use. So usually, we have to come in, punch in our hash rates for our CPU. But look at add CPU. Bam. Ooh, look at that. Bam. Oh, what's this? 3900X, 3950X, 5950X, and the 7950X. So stipulated fat cat. He was going pretty hard yesterday getting these things in because we wanted to get the update out. I spent, a little over half the day finishing up on my 7950X hash rates. I went through my 5950X in my workstation as well to kind of get all those numbers. So we got everything in there that I could. So simply now, now we need more data though. This is only the standard CPUs that I have and stuff. So your 3900, 3950, 5900, 5950, and 7950X CPUs. Now, we don't have any Intel. We need that. But you can simply come in here. If you know some of your hash rates on this, come to the website here. Submit your hash rate to help out the project. Simply click this button, and it'll ask you a bunch of questions on each one of these algorithms and what your hash rate is and what CPU you're using. Then you can submit that data, and we can update these presets with, more CPUs, thread rippers, Intel CPUs, get a more vast array. Right now, we just got, the mainstream. So how to work this is simply, you put in your 7950X. How many do you got? Well, I got one. Load it. Bam. Look at, here they are. Load it all up. Power and stuff's there, except for I did not get Mike in here yet because I do need at least 24 hours to test that to get an average hash rate. It is a slight version of Ghost Rider, but it only has like 5 or 6 of the algos, unlike all like 20 or 40 that Ghost Rider has. But now you just simply hit calculate and we can see the Verus hash right now has been on top for a little while now. So that's insane. I do got most of the power consumptions in here. I'm at 11 cent power, just boom. Bam. Now we can see before power, after power. So 7950X right now, Verus coin, 40 cents at 11 cent power USD, 73 cents before. Raptorium is at 30 cents now. It's picking up a bit, guys. Theta, Bitorium, Duro, Jaggercoin, Bamboo, and it updates every 15 minutes. You got more, say you got maybe 10 7950X. Just put in 10, hit the load button, calculate. There you go. Now we're up to $4.05, $7.30. We got presets now in here. Now, if you have more, just simply hit the one button, add a CPU. Now let's throw in a 5950X. We got one of those now. Load it up, hit the calculate button. There we go. There's a single 7950X and a 5950X numbers. Beer's coin is still hanging out in first. You can also add your own custom preset. So if you come into here, go to new custom, enter your CPU name, you know, like Rabid test. We can see that. Now you just come in here and you enter your own hash rates. If you're getting something different here, you save your preset, and this is only for you. You have your own custom presets will be here as well. If you need to edit it later, you just hit the C button on your custom preset and it'll be there. So just a quick run through on this update, you know, and then the X button obviously gets rid of them. But there are now presets for the most popular, at least the CPUs I have. So I knew a bunch of the numbers. So we need more data, but, you know, it's updated and it's a lot easier for you guys to work with at this point. It depends on the miner you're using. We still have to test it. There is a new miner available right now. So let's just take, let's see here, 7950X. We'll put in one. Load. So I still got to test it to see the numbers, but Duro actually on the new miner is almost double the hash. So I have all the original numbers in here. So this is actually around 17,000 hashes. So if we like calculate that, Duro is now at 68 cents, making 2.23. It's $1 before power, 68 cents after power with that latest miner. But there are rumors that the latest miner isn't actually finding blocks. So you're not getting what it's rumored to do. So I'm still going to be putting that test together to figure out what miner to actually use. So right now we're just rolling with the original miner's hash rates on the calculator. So hopefully that kind of cleared that up for you. Bam. And if we look, like, what is it? Duro. It's also at 206 mega hash right now. So we go 9.9. Let me just kind of look at Duro here. Let's go to the Duro benchmarks. What's it saying for calculator? 216. Yeah. So we go 9.9. 59 cents a day, 0.13. 59 cents. What do I got here? Duro. 60 cents, 59. So you can see before power. It's the same thing. It's matching up to exactly the same one that the Duro website is predicting as well. But yeah, that you guys, you're probably just, maybe you looked at this like 5 minutes ago. This morning, Duro was down to like 140 mega hash, but now looking at that, it just shot up to over 200 mega hash. So that means obviously the difficulty is up, so the profitability is way down. But yeah, the CPU mining calculator is now updated, so it's easy to use for you guys on your Ryzen CPUs. I do have a 3700X here. I'll probably pull it out of the little one's PC. She hasn't used it for a little bit. So then maybe I could do some tests and get some numbers on that CPU for you guys, and I'll get that added into the calculator. But spread the word, guys. It is there. It has been updated, and we still need your guys' help to get more data for more CPUs out there. The update is awesome. Hey, no problem. I'm glad it helped you guys out. And remember, I didn't put this together. I got all the numbers and stuff together, but you can donate to the dev. That is stipulated. Fat Cat, you know, he does accept Bitcoin, Raptorium, Ethereum, and stuff, XMR. I don't pay him. He's been doing this on his free time. So any donations to him would obviously much be appreciated for sure. So like he's been helping me out putting this thing together on his own free time there. Hash rate in Duro is always 150 to 240 mega. A lot of mega hash uses closed source miner. Yeah, very true. The other day though, I seen it actually dropped to about 90 mega hash 2 days ago. So that was a good day. It lasted for maybe about 5-6 hours. But yeah, usually if it's around, Duro usually drops to, you know, around the 4th or 5th place in profitability once it hits that 160 mega hash and above. And it's been sitting around that mark most of the time lately. So that's kind of how I look at it. Once you get used to a lot of these coins as well, you don't really need a CPU mining calculator. Like you can go to mining pool stats or something. You can look at the network hash rate and be like, okay, so it's profitable or it's not profitable. You get used to what certain hash rates and look like on a network, and you don't really need to calculate. You can be like, okay, yeah, it's under this level. I'm going to go mine it. It's over this level, I'm going to move to something else, or I'm not going to look at that one. So that's kind of where I'm at now. When I look at Duro and I see how much hash rate's on it, nope, I'm going to mine this. Nope, I'm going to move to that. So, you know, obviously that comes with experience, knowing the networks, knowing profitabilities, and doing a lot of testing. You kind of get these things, but, you know, that's just, you know, one way to look at things as well. Yeah, that closed source miner could literally be doing anything on your box. A lot of scam claims that you have to use a special miner. Yeah, I know. That's why you got to be very careful. And also, there's 3 of those new miners now. 2 of them at like 10% dev fee. One is at 4.99. And like I said, there's some reports out there saying that even though you have twice the hash rate, you're not finding the block. So still using 9 kilohash versus 17 kilohash. And say your 9 kilohash is finding more blocks than the 17 kilohash. There's something interesting going on there. On top of that is using more power. So obviously you're just going to want to use that. But there are people that only care about hash rates. And if you only care about the hash rate, you're probably getting screwed. And this could be a potential another scam getting a lot of people. We don't know. You're just probably taking all your blocks through the dev fee, or you're losing a lot due to that fee, or you're just not finding it, or like I said, closed source, you've been mentioning it too. Maybe there's something going on in the background that you don't even know about. So these are a lot of issues and potential things you have to be wary about, that because everybody just looks at it and says, oh my gosh, look at this, so much more hash rate now, we're going to be so profitable. But if it's not doing what it's in telling you it's doing something else, you may have some issues. So I still roll with the original miner. I do got to get those testing now. I plan on putting like 6 to 8 rigs on 2 separate nodes, one with the new miner, one with the original miner, and see, kind of what does it look like. I have tried it previously in the past, but then my node blew up and it was looking like the original miner was almost double the block finding abilities. But I haven't been able to do a full test. 10% dev fee there, FPGA. I know it's a crazy percent, but that's what it is because people just care about hash rates. So you know what? They're like, oh, if I'm getting double the hash, 10%, I don't care. I'll go for it. But that's just the way some people are. Anyway, mining doesn't make sense. Why does everyone think that Raven, Ergo, and all other go-tos will hit their prior highs in the next bull market? Has anyone considered that if they don't and new coins move set? Vincent, that is a very good point there. That's 100% totally could happen for sure. A new coin could take over. Like, look at FW. Everyone thought FW would tank and be horrible, but it's been a fairly profitable coin. It's the second biggest coin currently that's paying out miners the most under Ethereum Classic. It's doing fairly well, and they're being active and they're constantly doing things. What if FW ends up being the next go-to? We don't know yet. It could be. I don't see why not, but obviously it needs all the users, but we don't know. Raven might not hit the next all-time high. This might not. So these coins I do think Ergo and Flux, though, they do have a lot of potential to blow past and get new all-time highs. They are doing things differently than a lot of the other coins. Most of the other coins, just a fork. They're trying to add asset creation. They're trying to add smart contracts, DeFi, and so on. But that's like the new normal. It's almost like you have to have that or you don't even stand a chance anymore. Remember, it all began on Ethereum, and that's when everyone got into it. But now it's turning into the new normal. So now it's almost like you have to do this in order just to keep up. So now what are you actually doing different? And so far, I don't think Raven's doing anything different. I don't think a lot of these other coins are doing everything different. They're just trying to keep up is all that's really going on right now. So Flux, they have their whole new ecosystem. You can start running different nodes upon the Flux chain. You can, they got their parallel asset thing. Ergo's got their smart pools and smart things that they're doing. So those are really the only 2 coins I really see standing out over Raven coin and a lot of other ones currently right now. But again, who knows? Some no-name coin might not even be here yet. Maybe something's being developed from scratch that's set for a release sometime soon. We don't know. Something could come out of nowhere and blow everything away and actually become a new proof of work super player, behind Ethereum used to be. So that could very well happen. So I don't know. So Raven coin could hit the next all-time high. It might not. It all depends. Are more investors going to move into that? It's a lot more competitive now that Ethereum is gone on these other proof of work coins. And I really think that Flux and Ergo are probably have the advantage over everything else currently, but it's still too soon to tell. We really have to wait to see what type of innovations come. And really what stands coins apart is what are they doing different than the next guy? And that's what we'll see where all the investors go. It'll be interesting. If history repeats itself, look at CoinMarketCap and Wayback Machine, apart from BTC, none of the prior leaders lead the next bull run. Just saying. None of them do lead. And actually, a lot of the coins actually didn't hit 2017 highs from 2018. And newer coins like Ergo and Flux, they weren't around in the 2017 high. So it'll be interesting. What if they actually lose value into the next bull run from their previous high? These things could all happen. Like I said, that's what we don't know about. And that's why I think it's a lot of uncertainty right now, especially for GPU miners moving into the next bull run, because then what if none of these do hit previous all-time high? Like, I still think Flux and Ergo will hit those highs and go beyond, but I don't know how far beyond, because I still think they're really young and need time to mature their blockchains. But don't count them out. I really think in probably 2 or 3 cycles they could see some explosions moving in once they finally get everything tweaked out and ready to roll. But in the next time, like I said, like, we may not be that profitable in the next bull run at the peak. We still need a lot more miners to quit mining for that to happen. And yeah, are they gonna do it? A lot of people are holding. Everyone's waiting for the next bull run. Everyone's waiting for cheaper stuff to buy more hardware. But if no one actually shuts down or quits mining totally, we're not going to be profitable in that next bull run, because I still don't see any of these proof of work GPU coins hitting levels where it's going to make profitability an amazing thing. So, that's just my 2 cents. It's still too young, guys. We have still 3 years to that next bull run, so we'll see what happens. But the way it's looking right now, I don't think it's going to happen. Flux nodes aren't on. Yeah, their Flux nodes are on their blockchain. What are we talking about? Did I say something got someone confused? Flux is great, just hate all the fees. Well, see, that's one thing too. I know Fully Electric's gonna hate on me for this one because he's in love with Zelcore. A lot of people love Zelcore, but personally myself, I haven't really looked into it to see what it's all about. But I don't like Zelcore too often. Myself personally, this is the way I feel about it. And this is what the channel's about. It's the way I feel and what I'm doing. I'm just trying to keep everyone up to date on things. But I feel that if you want to utilize Flux and Flux nodes and parallel assets, you're focused to one entity, and that is Zelcore. And Zelcore is the only wallet that does all this stuff. So because of it, they also are kind of charging high fees. So for promoting such a decentralized platform, I feel like we're very centralized within one wallet that is charging fairly high fees. We need more Flux wallets that are, like smart wallets, I guess, that can utilize the nodes and parallel assets and everything else. Being drawn into a single entity is centralized. No matter what they say, whatever they are, I feel like I'm forced to use Zelcore if I want to do anything Flux, and I don't like that. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I found Zelcore hard to use. It's fairly easy. It can be it's a little different because they have the different naming schemes, and every time you go within each different naming scheme, you have a different. So you can have 3 or 4 different, like you have your mining tab, you have your general tab, your payouts tab. And if you set a Flux wallet in like your mining tab and another one in your payouts tab, they're 2 separate addresses and they kind of mix around there. Now, if you want to get your parallel assets, you got to use your Fusion, and then it costs you like 4 to 6 Flux to swap that in. And originally when I wanted to get my Flux node, but I didn't have the bandwidth, so I wanted to go the Titan node, I had Binance Flux, which I use crypto.com. I swapped some Ethereum into my 1,000 Flux, a little over 1,000 Flux with networking fees, which isn't very much. But it was Binance Flux. So I had to move that into my Zelcore wallet, and then I had to swap that to mainnet Flux. And that costed me, I think, 4 Flux. So if Flux explodes and hits $1,000 per Flux, I just spent 4,000 Flux swapping or $4,000 swapping Flux over. And you guys thought Ethereum fees were bad? Like, no. Fix this now before it's too late. It should be like if it was like a small percentage based on the price, maybe that would work. Now they do say they're going to adjust the price. If Flux skyrockets and moons, they're going to adjust the price down to keep it at whatever. So I don't know how they have their scheming. Are we taking an X% of the swap at this point? Are they doing this? I don't know. But it's not network fees. It's Zelcore fees doing this right now. But I don't know. That's my 2 cents. Everyone's pumping how great Zelcore is of a wallet, and I don't know why no one's talking about how high its fees are. Every time they post a new update on Twitter, I'm like, did you drop the fees yet? And they just sit and there's no answer. But that's, I'm going to keep saying that every time I see an update until finally they address it. Does FPOW have the difficulty bomb on it? No. So on FPOW, the difficulty bomb is removed. There's no difficulty bomb on FW. You know, we can go to their website and run through everything right quick. So actually, let's just find it. Ethereum POW. Let's just find it.org. So there's a FAQ here. Get started about us. Where is it? Right here. Read me first. Let's just see what exactly. Mainnet trade ecosystem mining. So here it is right here. So how about mining algorithm, block size, DAG size, EIP 1559, and the difficulty bomb? So I did go through this in a video, I believe, like right when this released or something, but FW Core tries to make minimum changes to keep the proof of work based Ethereum with chain sustainability in mind. Thus, most are kept the same. So far, the difficulty bomb is disabled. So no more difficulty bomb, guys. And the EIP 1559 base fee will be distributed to miners. Now, by miners, they're probably referring to the mining pool. So 1559 is not being, it's implemented, but it's not burnt at this. It's going to the mining pools, I'm assuming. So hopefully check in on your pool. Maybe they're trying to rip you off, but you should be getting those extra fees while mining it to, you know, to that pool. Now the core also plans to support the 4 gigabyte size, 4 gig later. So right now it's over 5 gigabytes. So right now it's exactly how like DAG size wise, right at the merge. So at the merge was when they forked, and the chain on the W side pretty much just took over from there. So we're still at the high DAG size, and it does sound like they plan on dropping that to below 4 gigabytes later on in the future to allow more GPUs and hardware onto the network, which some may see it as a good thing, some may see it as a bad thing, depending on what you have for hardware. You know, obviously myself, I think it's a good thing because then I could throw my Jazz miners on the FW, and I'm all for that because FW has been fairly profitable, more profitable than ETC. It's just that I'm mining ETC with most of my Jazz miners and stuff because the DAG size is too long and I'm losing over half the hash rate. So I hope they do this soon because I do plan on mining FW once they drop that DAG size. And I've been messaging them, but they haven't got back to me. So hopefully this is still in their agenda, but you know, it might not be. Maybe they got different resistance on that. Who knows? There's no plan to make the mining algorithm ASIC resistant. Technically, it already is ASIC resistant. Now you're probably shaking your head, but there's a difference on ASIC resistant and like ASIC proof. So ASIC resistant just means it's not 1,000 times better of a miner. Like you would see a Bitcoin, you'd put your GPU or you put your CPU or something on Bitcoin right now, you might get, you know, 1 gigahash, 2 gigahash type of hash rate where you're in like the 100 terahashes on an ASIC. You're like 1,000 times better there. Now, when it comes to ASIC resistant, that just means it's not as huge. So you're still getting ASICs that are more efficient than a GPU. It's just not a super massive improvement over something like a Bitcoin mining ASIC, which is a full ASIC algorithm. So that's kind of the difference between ASIC proof, which is 0 ASICs at all, and ASIC resistance just means the ASICs aren't going to be as complete dominations as, you know, a GPU would be. Again, comes down to price and other things. Right now, this is totally ASIC coins, ETC and FW are probably full of ASICs right now and less GPUs because of the price so low and the hash rate being up. You know, it's ASIC right now. But okay, mining pools, all majors are supported, yada yada. So that's basically the most stuff on there. But yeah, difficulty bomb gone. 1559 is paid to the miners. It's not burnt, and they may drop down, you know, below that 4 gigabyte DAG size into the future sometime. So we'll see what happens there. Jimmy Yang said, I'm holding for now. If it hits 2K, I'm out. 2K, I'm out. Peace. That'd be insane if it hit 2K. It's like another ETH hash mineable. Adding a 4 DAG will kill the profits. Yeah, for sure it'll kill the profits because a lot more hardware will then be able to go on it. But then at the same time, a lot more hardware will increase security, but then it'll drop. Remember, we're in a bear market. You shouldn't really expect anything to be profitable at this point in time. Some people, you know, you need the profits and it has to be there, but the levels still, they still got to balance out. We're nowhere near balancing out hardware to where the prices and everything is, right? Everyone's still fighting. Everyone's still trying to hold on to their GPUs and everything as long as they possibly can right now, because they just can't get it over how GPU mining cannot be profitable moving off Ethereum. But it's not, guys. It's not. We're saying it right now. GPU mining is not profitable right now unless you have 6 cents or less power. Actually, what is the break even now? Let's take a look. 6 cents. Let's look at 6 cent power right now. Calculate. And yeah, we're still hanging around that 6 cent mark. You know, we're still losing at 6 cents on some of these coins, but some of these up here, Ergo is making 2 cents at 6 cent power. 1 cent, 1 cent. So it's fairly safe to say that 6 cents, you know, actually that's not the majority. We might have to go to 5, but then we're fairly profitable on a lot. 5.5 cents. So now look, now Ergo's making like 5 cents. 211100001. So 5 to 6 cents is about our break even point right now. So there's still a lot of hash rate that has to remove. So what does this mean? That pretty much means anyone paying over 5 or 6 cent power, you're mining at a loss. Now it's okay if you plan on supporting these networks. Most of the miners out there, you know, you're mining for profits, right? And you're losing money if you have over 6 cent power. So it makes more sense, especially if you're at 10 or 11 cents, and people are a lot higher than that these days, to buy the coin instead of wasting the power and money on power to get hardly any coins. If you would have bought that coin because you really think that coin is going to pump and you believe in it, you're better off buying it. You will get a lot more coins for the same amount of price and expenses and get a lot bigger returns moving into the bull run if that even happens next bull. Remember, some of these coins might not hit their previous all-time highs. That's a very good possibility. All right, so Vincent, the S19 Pro looking very tempting at 2K. If market crashes and those things are 1K, it is at most worth holding the hardware, even if off. Have you seen it? I haven't seen that one yet. That's very true. And that leads to a lot of discussion on something. Now, all you guys out there, obviously you're crypto miners. Great, awesome. But there's a lot of people that just follow the markets for hardware. So example, you're looking for that miner to fall down to $1,000. A lot of other people might be looking for that same type of price point. And they'll buy up, 20, 50, 100 of those miners, maybe mining frames, all sorts of things. Then they just hodl. They're hodling the hardware, guys. Wait for a bull run. If things get profitable, KDA, Bitcoin, all these things pick up in price again, people want to buy miners. They're going to be sold out. Retailers, third-party sellers are going to be jacking up prices by times 10. Like we looked at that KA3, that thing would, if it came out in a bull run, it'd be a $120,000 miner. Right now, it's only like a $5,000 to $6,000 miner. If you get it from Bitmain, it's already moving up to around the $11,000 range because it's profitable. I really think the KA3, if you don't get into it the first two or three batches, you probably should not buy it. As good as it looks, it's going to kill the network. Even the KA3 will not be profitable anymore if you get into like batch 4 or 5. So you got to keep these things in mind. I see everyone all over the place. I need a KA3. I'll do anything for a KA3. But if you don't make these first couple batches, you're throwing your money in the toilet, in the garbage, guys, because it's not going to be worth it anymore, because that hash rate is going to go over 10x, and they're not even going to be making, maybe $5, $6 a day at that point. So what looks so great right now is Bitmain's plan to get everybody in on it. The more they can sell now, the more money they make. You miss these first couple batches, it's game over. You're screwed. You're not going to ROI that machine. So keep these things in mind in the back of your head. Too many people not looking into, other factors. They just look at straight fiat profits right now, and these things will hurt you moving into the future. You can get around 300K RTM if you spend the same amount as a 7950X. Very, very true. You could yeah, maybe. 699 Newegg, 349,000 RTM, 0.002. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. People hodl hardware. So when prices go up, they sell all this hardware. Like B250 mining export motherboards. Like when I picked mine up, I got 2 of them with the CPU, with the RAM. All I needed was GPUs and a frame and a power supply, and I was good. But $30 Canadian. So that's like, you know, $18 USD. I got 2 of them for $30 each. So I got those. So you looked at them in the bull run, they're selling for $600 a piece with no CPU and no RAM. And the CPUs went to like $100 and some a piece, which is like insane, more than a Ryzen 3000 series CPU at times, just for a stupid little crappy Intel piece of crap Celeron. Like, it was pretty crazy how the demand skyrockets and these prices go up. So people buy at these low prices, hodl out for bull runs, and just sell hardware to people because it's too expensive somewhere else. You undercut them, you're the cheapest person, you're like times 10, times 20 in your initial hardware investment by doing that in the bull run. So, you know, that's another thing to keep an eye out on purchasing miners right now. And there are some people I talk to that do that. They buy a couple miners, they keep a couple, they sell half of them, you know, so on like that. Some people just buy and hodl and sell when, you know, the prices go up on the miners. And there's a lot of different ways to make a lot of money within the crypto market other than mining. And that's just through hardware sales. Buying coins at all well and good, but at some of these spec mining coins aren't on an exchange, or they are dodgy on the devs made in their bedroom. That's very true. It's very iffy. Like, that's a let's look at this right now. Not what to mine. Speaking of that spec mining and dodgy, where is my mining? Where is it? I can't find it. Oh, right here. I was on Cadena. So let's just look at new coins. Take this for an example. This is a prime example of people just jumping on a spec mineable coin and hoping something happens. So here's new coins. We have this new Anta Pi coin. It's a Ghost Rider RTM fork. It's only 2 days old, but it's got current pool hash rate is 5 megahash. The network, because it varies, is already 4.94 megahash. There's 0 exchanges on here yet. 0 exchanges. We don't know how secure this network is. We don't know what the wallet is like yet. It's only 2 days old. A lot of people have jumped on this at 4.9. But now look, we got Jagger coin here, which is only at 2.81. It has hit the profitability top of the list a couple times the past couple days here because this hash rate's fallen off. This hash rate's fallen off to go into a coin that we have no idea what the future is, which means the difficulty is going up here on an exchange list coin coming off these other coins because people are hoping it's the next best thing. And 80% chance this thing is not going to break 0.0001, you know, less than a cent there, 1/10 of a cent when it opens, because most of these coins don't hit that. But, you know, there may be a chance, you know, some buy pressure will hit with that for the smart nodes. So you might make a bunch. But right now, it's past the spec mining stage because the network hash rate is 3 times of what we see in some of these smaller ones. Now we got Baba coin. It's only 1.84 mega hash. This one's up there in the profitability list too because it at least has an exchange and there's hardly any hash rate on it. So I would probably mine one of these coins with all the hash rate dumped off, which I said earlier in the live stream. People leave these coins because they're like, oh, we're going to this one. I come in behind and mine these coins because everybody left it. There are exchanges. Exchange that, sell it, and then just hold on and maybe something will happen here. Now, what if, you know, a week or two goes down the road, everyone mining this coin now gets hacked? Okay, well, I didn't do my research there. Now I lost my coins across all these other core wallet coins. So there's a lot of people just jump without research. So keep these things in mind, guys. Look at what is going on. Look where hash rate swings are happening. Scoop up behind them, and, you know, you may be able to turn a profit. Or you could gamble into something, and it may pay off, and it might not pay off. A higher chance is it's not going to pay off, especially with all these forks. But again, you could get lucky. You never know. Sometimes I do go to some of those newer ones once it looks fairly safe before the nodes do go in. So like maybe in about 2 weeks time, I'll know if people are getting hacked. I might just jump on there for 1-2 days, get a few coins, move back to something that's profitable again. You know, if it does something, awesome, I made some money. And if it fails, you know, I only lost 1 or 2 days worth of power instead of mining for the last 2-3 weeks. You know, and losing all that power, because I do have to use my crypto to cover my power costs. So these things kind of look at when doing that stuff. Anyway, that's 7,800 RTM a month, no power or hardware required. I bought 2 complete rigs, 16 GPUs, 1063G, sold the GPUs, made my money back, plus 500, and had 2 complete rigs. I dropped my own GPUs into. I love the hardware place. Yeah, and I don't even know how to put it this way. So think about it this way. Say you've been mining, like, remember, a lot of people came in the 2021 bull run. It was another huge one. But say you were mining prior to that, 2019, 28, 2019, 2020, around where I was mining. So if you would have picked up all your hardware and stuff then, and then you moved into 2021, say you had 2-3 gigahash moving into 2021. You could have sold all that hardware, sold your coins, sold the farm, everything in 2021 at the peak when everything was so high, got rid of it. Sure, you'd be boring. You wouldn't be mining. You're missing out, yada, yada. But if you know how the cycles work, you would have known this was coming into play. The bull market was going to come again. It's guaranteed it was going to come again, and it was going to happen around this time that we're seeing now. So now you sold everything up there. We wait. Now I'm guessing around 2023, 2024. That's when we'll finally see floods of hardware coming in. We haven't seen anything yet. The flood has not begun on hardware. Things are about to get very cheap over the next year and a half, 2 years. That's when you buy back in. So now you sold at 2021. You made a lot of money on hardware, your crypto, everything. Then you sold it all. You buy the dips at the bottom here. You pretty much quadruple the amount of crypto you had in price gain, and then you quadruple your farm. So you sold 2 gigahash at the high. You could probably turn that into 6 or 7 gigahash worth of hash rate in this bear market for the same amount of money and walk away with money. That's how you can play the market. People just come in and say, oh, I'm going to spend $3,000 on a GPU. I'm going to spend $4,000 on a GPU. I'm going to spend $2,000 on this 3070 because it's profitable right now. This is what happens if you only look at current today's fiat values in hardware. You got to know how these markets work if you really want to get ahead inside of this mining game. That's pretty much how it works. So keep these kind of things in the back of your mind, guys. Don't buy at the high. You know, everyone's like, oh, I bought Bitcoin at $70,000. That's Canadian, hit like $70,000, $80,000. That's just like buying your GPUs at the same time. You bought your hardware, you bought your crypto, you bought everything at the high. It's going to dip, guys. Keep that in mind. And a couple of years later, you could have sold at that high and quadrupled your money, bought into crypto at the low and quadrupled your entire farm and still been on top than buying at that time. So just kind of keep that in mind. 4090, I actually seen how my CPUs are doing so good. I think I have a 24 4090 rig on order. It should be here sometime next week. I'm just kidding. No 4090 here. No, performance wise, I probably will skip this gen. I don't know. We'll see. I'll see what the 5000 series. I'm waiting to see what AMD actually unveils with their GPUs. I'm really excited for the AMDs this time. I don't know why. I said that about the 6000, but I was kind of disappointed in the 6000 series. But we will see, you know, what this gen happens. Great time to flip burgers. Hey, yeah, maybe I should get a part-time McPoison's burger job, and then I can at least maybe cover power. And GPUs will be profitable, be limited by memory again. Possibly, yes. It's hard to say because if it's Ergo, then yeah, true. If it's Flux, shouldn't be too memory dependent. Some GPUs, now some cards do like Flux better with a little more memory. Other ones don't like memory at all. So it all depends on the GPU itself. Power line map or script, sell your plasma, buy BTC. Could definitely do that. No idea what happened to AMD 6000 series, that hash rate lower. Yeah, I was really excited for the 6000 series because moving out of the 5000 series, the 5700 XTs and the Radeon 9s, they were dominant Ethereum miners. They're the GPUs to have. And then the 3000 series NVIDIA came out and the 6000 series, and then NVIDIA just dominated because obviously it was all about Ethereum and everything. And NVIDIA just, AMD was like, well, okay, whatever. And then now, you know, we are seeing like the 6600 XTs doing okay in Ravencoin and stuff, but I really hope AMD comes back to how they did with like the 5000 series, moving into their whatever it's 7 or 8, whatever they call the next one, their RDNA 3s. Hopefully they come out on top. I really hope they do. I hope they take Team Green crown away. I agree that playing the cycle is good, but selling hardware is a really huge pain in the hip, full of problems. You can be risky. Oh no, that's very true too. You got to be very careful as well. Like, you got to, when you look at things, you got to think it on both sides of the farm. as a buyer's perspective and a seller's perspective. So obviously as a buyer, you want to cover yourself. You don't want to send somebody crypto. You don't want to wire transfer anybody. You want to use something that if you get ripped off, you potentially can do like a chargeback or a PayPal or something like that. But then as a seller, you don't want anyone to really rip you off. So you could sell a GPU to someone, and then if they do a chargeback and there was totally nothing wrong with that GPU, they end up scamming you. So there is a fine line in doing a proper sale where it's safe for both sides of the party, and that's where you really do have to be careful. It's very interesting how how everything works out, and sometimes PayPal only takes one side, where this place only takes that side of the story. And yeah, it is very hard to actually try and sell or even buy stuff legitly without running into a potential guy trying to rip you off at one point in time. Yeah, the size of those cards, yeah, they are pretty big. Holy crap, guys, it's 20 after 12 right now. The poker tournament is in less than an hour, so I need a little break here. We will be going live again to play the crypto poker tournament. If you have not signed up or registered, be sure to do so. Like I said, so it's at 3:10 Eastern, 2:10 Central, 1:10 Mountain, which is my time right here, and then 12:10 Pacific time. So it's coming up. It's almost here. I will be live streaming this. We can talk about more crypto stuff and everything during that time. So if you just want to come hang out again, I will be live again in probably about 45 minutes. So be sure to hang out. We'll be playing poker. We can do whatever you guys want to do, but it's going to be a fun hangout time. So much appreciated, guys. Thank you for showing up for this live stream. I need a little break and we'll be playing some poker. See you guys all in the next one.
Rabid out.